Howdy there, year one, soon to be year two. You may recognize me. I haven't been around very much because I've been working from home, but I understand that you guys are working very hard there at school and that you've continued to do that throughout all of this coronavirus madness. So yeah, you ought to be really proud of that. Rosie asked me if I would mind reading you guys a story, and of course I said yes. So we're going to be reading The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. Perhaps you've read some of his works before. I think he's most well known for The Very Hungry Caterpillar, which was read to me when I was a very young boy in first grade, about your age. So it's a real honor and privilege to be able to read something by Eric Carle to you guys. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's hot rays burn it up. Daylight's today. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. This little guy right here. Gonna keep persevering, keep up with the others. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on. But the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Oh, this guy's gotten frozen in. Tiny seed here, he's fallen behind a little bit. He needs to play catch up. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind. But the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One's fallen in. Tiny seed. A bit close. A bit too close. Hope nothing happens. One seed drifts down on the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. There he is. Keeps going. Hot and dry desert. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. I don't even know if I see it. Can you find it? Tiny seed. Sometimes it's best to be the little one. Now it is winter. And after their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Again, it's a good thing that this tiny seed is so small, because he's not being seen. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full that they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore, they are plants. First they send roots down into the ground. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up towards the sun and air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. It must be that guy. And it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants. And that little plant dies. Bully. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. This little guy here. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and, oh, he breaks one. Now it can't grow anymore. So fragile. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps. Then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. Picking the flower. Oh. A boy has picked a flower to give to a friend. It's a nice thing to do. But now that flower can't grow. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. It is giant. It's even bigger than me. That's a big flower. Oh. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Neither have I. Pretty cool. Can understand why the birds and the bees and the butterflies all want to see it. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter. The nights grow cooler. And the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flowers. Some petals drop from the giant flower and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. That's what happens in autumn. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind. But the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. There they go. The end. I really enjoyed that. I like seeing how over the course of a year, even little flowers can grow up to be, little seeds can grow up to be very big flowers. And they can then have their own little seeds. Maybe some of those little seeds will grow up to be big flowers themselves. Hope you guys enjoyed. That was The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle.